Uncle Yusuf, I was waiting for you. I wish to listen to the story of Salman Al Farisi radiallahu anha.
I'll tell you the story of Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. The story of Salman Al Farisi radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Salman Al Farisi radiallahu ta'ala anhu was one of the companions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was the first Persian who got converted to Islam. He was so close to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he considered him as his house member. Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu was born in Persia in a very rich family. His ancestors were very wealthy as well. From childhood, he was always in search of the truth. He ignored the God that his family worshipped, and his family didn't like this behavior. One day, he heard about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam while he was staying in Syria. When he heard about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his message, he realized that this was the truth he was searching for. He then decided to travel to Makkah to meet the Prophet. But things didn't go well for him. On his way to Arabia, someone cheated him, and he lost all his money. He was then sold as a slave to a rich man in Medina. Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, who had lived his whole life as a rich man, now worked as a servant for the wealthy merchant.
As a slave? That is so cruel.
Yes, Abu. Slavery was quite common in those times. One day, Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, as usual, was working in fields of his master. He had climbed a palm tree and he did his chores sitting on top of it. His master was sitting right under the same palm tree. It was then that the master's nephew came running to him. He stood under the palm tree and told the master that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was staying in a nearby place. On hearing that the Prophet was close by, Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu started shivering in excitement. He was so excited that he feared he might fall from the tree and fall onto his master's head.
Ha ha ha, that's quite interesting.
He quickly climbed down the tree and asked the nephew about whereabouts of the Prophet. When the master saw his slave talking to his nephew, he was angry. He slapped him and shouted at him, "How does this matter to you? You get back to your work." That evening, Salman Al Farisi radiallahu ta'ala anhu gathered some ripe dates and packed it in a box. He silently left his master's house and went to the place where the Prophet was staying. He reached the place and went to meet Prophet. There he met Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He looked at Prophet's face and was mesmerized by his divine charm. He told Prophet, "I have heard that you are a great Prophet. I always wanted to meet you, and I always wanted to be your companion." He gave the box of dates to the Prophet and said, "Please accept these dates as my offering." The Prophet ﷺ accepted the offering and then he asked his companions to eat them. However, he did not eat any of it. Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu observed that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did not eat the dates. Therefore, he gathered some more dates and went to meet the Prophet again. He met the Prophet ﷺ and said, "I noticed that you did not eat the sadaqah I gave. This, however, is a gift for you." Prophet ﷺ was impressed with Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu's character and he happily accepted his offering. This time he and his companions ate the dates. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ accepted Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu as his companion. In the meantime, his master realized that his slave was missing. He went searching for him. The Prophet, when came to know about this, released Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu from his slavery by paying a price for him. Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu was so blessed that the Prophet himself helped release him from the slavery. People call Salman Al Farisi radiallahu ta'ala anhu as Salman of Good, as he was very caring and he was concerned about others all the time. He was a simple man too. He had only one cloak which he wore and slept on. Once, Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu visited Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala anhu at his home. Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala anhu was also a companion of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He found Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala anhu's wife in a miserable state and she looked very tired. He asked her why she was looking so tired and upset. He understood from her reply that Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala anhu had renounced all the worldly materials and he lives only with what is just sufficient. At the same time, poverty was striking them from the other side. Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu decided to talk to Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala anhu about this and decided to advise him to make a relaxation on his current style of living. When Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala anhu came back home, he immediately invited Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu to have the meal. However, Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala anhu didn't eat any and said that he was fasting. Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu said firmly, "I swear to you that I shall not eat until you too eat along with me." Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu spent that night at their home. During the night, Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala anhu got up to pray, but Salman radiallahu ta'ala anhu got hold of him and said, "O Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Allah has a right over you, your family has a right over you, and your body has a right over you. It is your duty to provide everything your family and your body needs." In the morning, they both prayed together. After the prayers, he left his home and went to meet the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's time for me to leave. I'll tell you another story tomorrow. Ma'assalam.
Ma